Um, we worked on Google Plus yesterday, and it tested just fine, but I can't get it to connect on my end, so I don't know if other people are having that problem too. Um, I don't know if Eric is seeing this, so I'm going to pop over and just let him know really quick that that's what I'm doing. Um, I am live. Join me. There we go. So, this was a thing for you. I know that a lot of people really struggle with inner work, and they struggle with sort of how to go about it, and men and women go about it differently. And so, Eric has given some great suggestions. Eric Beach posted some great things on the thread the other day. Definitely, and I mentioned this in my reply to you, being aware of the fact that you're sort of going off the rails is better than than not being aware. Because so many people, we see all of this anger around us all the time. So many people just seem like they're not even aware of sort of the anger that they're spewing, or that it could be their own fault, and that they could be contributing to it. And so, so much of inner work is just that awareness. And so it really doesn't have anything to do with religion. It just has to do with connecting. And you can put whatever noun you want on that. It can be God, it can be universe, it can be source, it can be goddess, it can be whatever noun you want. It is all about how you connect. And so you should use what words work for you. For me, it's God, but it hasn't always been. And so I encourage you to use whatever words work for you, and what you feel. Somebody says I'm super quiet. You know what? I'm actually not. It's just that I shut my car door. I have to leave here very soon because I'm going to teach at a conference today and tomorrow. So that's why Eric and I aren't together in the same state. But so really, I just want to get back to, it's really all about how you choose to connect, and the fact that you are taking the time. And I connect probably 20 times a day because I have to. I have 5 kids. It's really busy. If I don't, then I'm feeling ragged. I'm running. Things are chaotic, and if you don't want that chaos, I encourage you to connect often. I encourage you to often stop yourself and say, I need to take a deep breath. Because guess what? Your kids act the same every day. They act the same. I've been at this parenting game for almost 20 years, and rarely do my kids act differently. It's usually how I approach things. Of course, there are times when they get too much TV because I let them, or they don't get out and get enough movement because I didn't get up off my butt. But those things are not things that they are in control of. The things I'm in control of. So most of the time, they're not acting any differently. It's me. So it's all in how I approach it. So you have to take the time to connect. And I think moms and dads have to connect together. And I'm not just talking about intimacy. I'm talking about spiritually. They have to take some time together, but then also separately. And so, Eric and I each have, while we spend time praying together, we also spend a lot of time in prayer work separately. And so that doesn't mean, praying is the only way you can do it. So meditate, ponder, take a walk with your shoes on through the grass and get grounded. Walk on the beach, just go for a walk by yourself. Get a chance to really sort of gather your thoughts, and then also don't overthink things. I think often it's really easy to get into that mode, and then you stop listening to God's voice or Source's voice, and your voice is going around and around and around in your head. And so you have to sort of stop that and know how to sort that out. And that just takes practice. It takes a lot of practice of getting centered, getting grounded, and sort of being in a place of balance. So Eric, I'm hoping you're listening. Do you have anything you want to add? I'm sitting here waiting for my ride for the conference, so I'm going to be shooting off here soon, but do you have anything you want to add, dear? Or does anybody that's listening, it says we have 4 viewers, so I'm assuming one of those is Eric. Does anybody have any successes from this week that they want to talk about, or anything that they want to share that happened this week that maybe didn't go so well, or that they hoped would go better, and sort of so that we can sort of help you through those things? Or definitely on the flip side of that, if you would prefer to put them on the Facebook group, we can do that too. But I'd really like to hear how people are connecting, and if you're definitely taking the time to do that. Because like I said, it can be as simple as, just taking a few minutes. I used to hide chocolate in the bathroom. And so when I was having a particularly hard day with kids, because and at this point, we only didn't have our youngest with special needs. We just had my oldest with special needs. And those are some dang hard days. 3 kids, all stair-stepped, one right behind the other. They're super close in age. And there were some days I didn't think I would make it till bedtime. And so I started hiding like Hershey's Kisses in the bathroom in the cabinet, where underneath the towels where nobody could find them. Well, when they found them, then I couldn't hide them there anymore. But definitely I would go in there, take a deep breath, try to connect for a few minutes, and eat a piece of chocolate, and then go back out. Because we sort of have a rule in our house that we've started since they were really young. You don't pound on the door when somebody's in the bathroom. That'll get you in trouble. That'll get you sent to your bed. That'll get you, talked to. That'll get you. And of course, you can't have those rules with really little ones. But you definitely, by the time they're 3, you can say, "Mommy does not respond when you pound on the door. And if you want me to come out of the bathroom, here's my ride." So I'm going to walk out here, so it's going to be a little bit noisy for a minute. But, if you want Mommy to respond, then you wait till I'm done. Hang on one second. I'm going to kiss my Mommy goodbye because she gave me a ride this morning. Love you, Mom.
Love you too.
So it's going to get noisy while I go get in Kelly's car. Ugh. But, when you take that time to really teach them about what sort of the way you feel. Good morning, Kelly. My other ride. Okay, so now I'm back in another car. So when you take that time and, and you really teach your kids that the bathroom is sacred. You're okay, Kelly. You don't have to move up. That the bathroom is sort of sacred space. Then you can go and have your chocolate in the bathroom, and sort of take a minute to have a breather. And moms and dads should do this. You should definitely take your time to do that. Dad, if you get yourself recentered by sort of going in the bathroom and sitting on your phone for 3 minutes, then do that. Go in the bathroom and get recentered that way. But, have some rules set up so that you can have those connect times, and really sometimes to be able to get yourself grounded. So I want to look at some comments here. Maybe Eric can respond to some of them too. Let's see. We're looking at attitude and decision making. We're able to see where our frustrations are and talk about sleep. That worked awesome. That's great. I think that, when you can see where your frustrations are, and you can sort of, because I think so much of this parenting game and of inner work is about owning things and sorry, I have really awesome lighting from the sun coming up over the mountains. But when we can own it, hey, this is my spot, this is what I've contributed to this argument, or maybe I was just in a bad mood, or maybe I really ought not to have gotten into it with you, or any number of those things, then it makes our job so much easier. It makes things go so much better. I'm driving with Evel Knievel here. But he did it. He got across the lanes of traffic. So I think that, if you can really own it, because I think that's especially in marriages, or in any relationship, if you are grown up enough to say, I screwed up, I'm so sorry, that's a huge thing, really being able to sort of be in that space. So let's see, I'm looking at comments here. I took the time each day to stop and take a breath when I got frustrated. So Blythe, did that help you? Stopping and taking that time, I think it's such a big thing. And then Eric says, I reached out to a group of trusted friends outside my marriage center self. Times it's important to reach out. Yes, I think so. Sometimes it's important to reach out to others. People that have walked the path longer than you have, and just say, what am I doing that maybe isn't totally, maybe not wrong, but what pointers do you have, especially from people who have been at it for a long time? As long as you don't ask somebody who's been married 6 times for advice on your own marriage, then you're in good shape. But
Kelly has this, I had to pick on her for a minute. She calls her first one her practice husband, and I really like that. So I started using that, my practice husband. My practice husband prepared me for a lot of how I didn't want to have a marriage. And so, so definitely people that are on their second round and they've been at it for a long time, those are definitely good people to ask. So ask people that sort of have been there. Let's see. I'm just looking at comments. Oh, I like that, Becca, that he's focused on talking more and not holding things. I think that that's a really big thing for guys. I think guys really like to bury it and women like to blubber about things. And so I think that if we can getting them to open up, and it's going to look way different than it does for us. You know, we can open up really easily. And so that's often a huge frustration between men and women, that they can't, that men don't open up the same way women do, and then women are expecting them to, and so you really have to realize that they're going to do it way differently than you are, and not have that expectation of them. Let's see, we're just reading more comments. Grounding and respecting nap time. Yep, that's a really good one. If you know, when there's that adage when you have a new baby, they say, oh, when your baby sleeps, you should sleep. That shouldn't go away. When your kids get older, even if they're napping, that's when you take your rest time. Even if you're not taking a nap, if you can take a deep breath, then don't get on Facebook. Don't get on the internet. Just take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself, then you're a mom and a half, a mom times 10. But if you don't take care of yourself and fill your own inner bucket, then you're not worth it to anybody. You know, you're yelling, you're having more conflict, and you're really, and I'm a huge believer in the laws of attraction. You're attracting more conflict. The more conflict you have going inside yourself, the more you're attracting it to yourself, to your family, to your kids. And so really working on not having that conflict. Sorry, I can't do anything about the lighting. The more you work on not having that conflict and sort of seeing peace, the more you're going to attract more of that in your house. So if you've got a lot of kids that are fighting, or just 2 kids that are fighting, because 2 kids that are fighting is just as bad as 5 that are fighting. But if you've got kids that are fighting, you really have to step back and you have to look at how your own feelings are about conflict resolution, how you're feeling about going through your days. If your own energy that you're putting out there is angst, fear, frustration, then you're going to be projecting that back out. And when you're projecting it, you don't even have to open your mouth. They feel it. They feel your energy in every ounce of everything that you're doing. And so if you're not, if you're not in a good place, they're not going to be in a good place. So if you're really struggling and you've got kids that are fighting, I think the best thing you could do is look around and go, I got to fix me, because when I fix me, then they all fall into the line. Whenever Eric and I are having any kind of personal struggles, not even with each other, but just sort of like, something's working on us and we're both frustrated, then it's like all the kids fall apart at the same time. But as everything starts to come back into place and we're not in that place anymore, everybody falls back into line. It's like magic. You go to sleep and you wake up the next morning and it's magical. Everything is sort of back where it's supposed to be. So if you can really keep that in mind, and sort of keep in mind that that when your energy dips, their energy is going to dip. Because that's when kids act up. Kids are awesome, but they're also opportunists. What did you say?
We have a new family mantra. Peace begins with me.
Yes, absolutely. Kelly said peace begins with me. It does. It totally begins with me. And if I can't be at peace, they're not going to be at peace, because we are, especially in those first 7 years, we are what they're imitating. So, and they're feeling us, and especially if you've got kids under 5, moms, they're feeling every ounce of what you've got. There's still this etheric umbilical cord that sticks with them until the veil starts to close between 5 and 7. And so if you've got angst, they've got angst. And if you're not sleeping right and you're not feeling good, guess what? The whole house is that way. So really understanding your own energy, and that's just mom and dad, but definitely mom as far as the little ones go. But dad, the best thing you can do is be in a good place so you can support mom, so that you can support her and say, I see you're really exhausted. I'm tired too, but I'm going to give you an hour. Please go take a nap. And then you got to make sure she goes to take a nap and not get on Facebook. Keep her phone while she's going to take a nap. Say, I'll take your phone and check your phone in with him and go take a nap. Or whatever it is that you need to do. Go take a shower by yourself. Go do something. But that's all part of inner work. Keeping that in good place is all part of inner work and all part of your sort of your responsibility to yourself and to your family. And I definitely see it as a responsibility. I see it as if I'm not doing my best to parent my best, then, you know, I cannot expect those kids to do their best, because I'm not a great form for them to imitate. And so I have to be in my best place. And it is a huge mantle of responsibility. But, you know, it's also a mantle of responsibility that we all chose. So we have to keep that in mind every day. This is a great road, and it has some awesome highs and some like way low lows sometimes. But this is still an awesome road. At the end of the day, you're still glad you're a parent. You're still glad you came here. You're still glad you, brought these children here and incarnated them. But you've got to really work on yourself and work on being in a good place. And hopefully you get to this place where you can really feel that good energy some days. And you want to feel more of that, because the more you feel of it, the more comes to you. The more you feel, hey, this is a really awesome feeling today. I feel really good today. You want more of that. You want to go, okay, how did I capture this today? And don't overthink it, but go, all right, this is how I captured it. I got enough sleep last night. That's the trigger for me. That's the thing I need to do to really be in this place. Or I made sure that I had time to pray or connect this morning, and that's what it was. Or I made sure that my husband and I had time together. That's what it was. All of those things contribute to our emotional well-being. So when you are on top of that, it really, really sort of helps you sort of stay in that space. So Eric, do you have anything to add? I know you're there on the other side, and this is not how we planned it. It so worked with Google Plus yesterday in the car. It so worked. I do not know what happened today. Not working at all. So, but if anybody, I'm going to sign off here because we're on our way to our conference, and I want to get myself centered for that. So I'm on, since I'm one of the first presenters of the day. And say hello to Kelly that I haven't seen face-to-face for over a year. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope that if you've got questions or comments, things you want to talk about, please post them on the group. And if you've got like personal struggles that you want Eric and I to help you sort through or reflect for you, please send us a PM, because we're happy to do that. So I am, please don't worry about the tech issues, honey. It's okay. Don't stress. It's all good. I'm just really glad that Facebook Live is working again. I got this email this morning that said that they fixed a glitch, which is great. So, definitely tender mercies and blessings all around. So I love you all, and I hope you have a great day. And I love you, Eric. I will talk to you soon. Bye now.